Hey folks, Bardo here. Now, some of you that have followed me for a while, you may remember this video right here that I put together in February of 2025. I was ranking the Neo buildings out at that time. And this turned out to be one of my more popular videos. I think it's almost up to 15,000 views at this point. But clearly, it is time for an update on this. So today I am ranking all the Neo buildings from 1 to 39. And folks, out of respect for your time, I'm really going to try to do this quick. I mean, well, at least quick for me. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Thanks so much for hopping in on this. Now, let's get right to it. Now, before I share this ranking with you, I did want to mention a few things about this list. So first of all, when I did this ranking before, at that point in time, there was no GE trials. There was no GE store. I just felt like at that point in time, there was definitely more of an emphasis and importance on the GBG element of the game. And I think the rankings reflected that. This time around, though, we do have more of an importance on GE with the store and the trials and all that sort of thing. So I tried to incorporate that a little bit better in the rankings. Number two, as you probably know, the Neo buildings do not provide any value whatsoever for QI now, which in my opinion, QI is the most lucrative element of the game. I think it's the most interesting element of the game now. And, kind of ironically, the Neo buildings do not affect QI stats in any way whatsoever. So you might keep that in mind when you're thinking about these rankings. And then finally, I wanted to point out that I did not include like the low levels of the Colossus, of the Bazaar. I just felt like that was too many, right? Those include like 8 levels before they start getting into the higher, elite levels of those buildings. So I just simply didn't include those in this list. Okay, now let's take a look at the list. Okay, so here's what I got. Now, as you're looking at this list, I want you to notice that these columns here, what these numbers represent, these are basically the value per tile, right? And so when you're looking at this and you see, for example, that the level 2 obelisk, 55 per tile. Now that of course is for GE only, right? It doesn't do anything for regular fighting stats or for GBG here. So just, kind of keep that in mind. I wanted to mention that. And then the thing you probably notice right off the bat, and this is, I would imagine, be no surprise to you, it's all about the Bazaar buildings right now. I mean, this is where it's at. This is the name of the game. At this point in time, when you look at the value that they bring, it clearly they're head and shoulders above the rest. And then when you consider that each of these, the Bazaar buildings incorporate, the fragments for the Neo Fashion Boutique, which as you can see, I've got it, down here as the number 8 and the number 5 overall. So really, the Neo Fashion Boutique building at level 2, it is the highest Neo building that is not a Bazaar building. So it only makes sense that if the Bazaars give off these fragments, they're going to be incredibly valued. I want to point out too, speaking along those lines, I pretty much went according to the score that my formula calculated. The only difference that I made, though, if you look at the scoring of the Neo Bazaar number 8, level 8, the score came out to be 1237, which would have put it right down here. But since that building gives out 10 fragments of the Neo Fashion Boutiques, that right there is huge. And so I felt like, gosh, I got to bump that up and maybe it should even go higher. Because the value of that is tremendous, especially if you're doubling that with your Blue Galaxy. So I did bump it up to this level here, but I did feel like these buildings in this area were very, very strong. And so I didn't put it above those. So I also thought it might be worth mentioning when you look at this, it makes sense that some of the newer Neo buildings are the ones that you're going to find up here. However, look at the checkmate squares. Now, I have always been a huge fan of those. The numbers that they give you are very, very good. And then when you consider the fact that you're able to do productions in those and you can, utilize those when you need to do quests and stuff like that, that puts it up there way above the others as well. Now, folks, you don't need to screenshot this. I am going to put the link to access this document down in the description, so you should be able to access that down there. Never done that before, so hopefully I can work that out. But hopefully this is of some value to you. Right now, this is just, keep in mind, not everyone's going to agree with this. And of course, I get that. That's part of what makes this game cool, is that we all play a different way and we all have different emphasis and things that we'd like to do, right? I would love to hear your thoughts and your comments on this. And please, guys, I want you to think about this. The only way that I know that you appreciate and want to see more of my content is for you to like and subscribe and to leave a comment. Otherwise, I have no idea what you guys think of this. You guys might think my videos suck. I don't know. But anyway, I would love to hear from you. And at that point, I'm going to wrap it up on this, folks. Hey, thanks for joining me on this. I'd love to hear from you. And again, as always, ladies and gentlemen, forge on, my friends. Forge on. See ya.